Continue with chapter number 6 from your economics book of grade 9, and the name of the chapter is Indian Economy Primary Sector. And today we are supposed to start from measures taken by the government to improve agricultural production. So the government of India took several measures from time to time for increasing agricultural productivity and total agricultural production in India. So basically or broadly, we are going to divide these steps into two parts. One is the institutional reforms and the other is the technological reforms. So what are the institutional reforms or land reforms? The institutional reforms or land reforms aimed at proper redistribution of cultivable lands among the farmers as to reduce the inequality of distribution pattern. So the government of India in early 1950s adopted Land Reform Act for abolishing the zamindari system which prevailed in India during the British rule. Okay, this is the institutional reform. Next, we are having the technological reform. Application of a high yield variety or HYV seeds. The hallmark of a new technology adopted in Indian agriculture is to introduce the high yield variety of seeds in place of low yield variety of seeds which were used previously. These new seeds quickly grew and they were not photosensitive. That is, their speed of growth does not depend on the period of their exposure to the sun. Okay, these crops can be harvested at very short intervals because they grow very fast. So the farmers can get two or more crops in a single year. Application of chemical fertilizers, the HYV seeds, is require huge amount of soil nutrition. As they are growing fast, they need the more nutrition to grow. Hence, under this technology, if we can enrich the nutrition conditions of the soil, we can increase the productivity. For this reason, chemical fertilizers are used. Thus, we can say that these fertilizers can properly supplement the soil nutrients and so for quick growth of the plant. Next, the application of weeding and pest control methods. Pest means insects. Okay, the chemical fertilizers are absorbed not only by the plants but also by the weeds. What are the weeds? Weeds are the useless plants which are growing in the ground, in the agricultural ground, and along with the crops. So they are not needed. They are unwanted plants. So they are uprooted. Okay, they are regularly uprooted. They would be, because they will be having the fertilizers, so they are uprooted and overthrown. Again, the new varieties of seeds have not yet acclimatized themselves in Indian condition. Hence, they are frequently beset with diseases of attack of pests. Okay, they are getting attacked by the insects. So, provisions must be made to use the pesticides and germ killers. Hence, adequate pest control measures were also undertaken by the government. Adequate and proper irrigation. Since the chemical fertilizer contained nutritional element in concentrated form, it is therefore, you can say, necessary to supply adequate, not excess, adequate water so that plants can dilute these elements and assimilate them properly. That means they're going to use them properly. If the irrigation facilities are inadequate, the production may decline, or too much of irrigation is also harmful. The next point, adaptation of improved technology. The government of India also encouraged the farmers to adopt modern agricultural implements such as tractors, power tiller, sprays, you can say harvesters, the thresher machines, and so on. Use of all such modern equipments can improve the labor and land productivity to a large extent. Other measures improving the infrastructural facilities, setting up a agricultural research center and institute. The Department of Agricultural Research and Education, Ministry of Agriculture, has taken many initiatives to establish agricultural research centers and in institutes, both under private and government sectors, to evolve new technology in agriculture and allied fields such as horticulture, fisheries, and dairy farming, to evolve new varieties of seeds, biofertilizers, pesticides suitable and for different climatic conditions in different parts of India. In this context, we must know the role and importance of Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is ICAR. It is an autonomous organization under the Department of Agricultural Research and Education. What are the provisions of expansion of rural credit? That means rural people, how can they get loans? Okay, establishment of cooperative credit society. During the last decades, that means in the last 10 years, we can say that they are saying last few decades. Decade means one decade is equal to 10 years. The government of India has actively encouraged the expansion of rural credit through cooperatives. The cooperatives, you can say cooperative credit in India has a 3-tier structure. Okay, and at the lowest tier, there are many PACS packs. At the second tier, there are some district central cooperative banks, DCCBS. And at the highest tier, there are state cooperative banks, SCP. They generally provide short-term loans to the farmers and rural artisans. That means for very short period they are giving the loan for 1 year, for 6 months, like that. Okay, establishment of land development banks. The need for long-term finance for the farmers is to meet the land development banks. Now, any farmer who wants a long-term facility, finance help, they can go to this land development banks. To start with, it was a pure land mortgage bank in 1919. But later on, these banks have become agricultural and rural development banks and fulfilling the credit needs of both farmer and cottage industries. Next, we are having nationalization of commercial banks. Nationalization of commercial banks means the conversion of ownership, changing of the ownership and control over these banks from private hands to government authority. In July 1955, the Imperial Bank of India was first nationalized and it was renamed as the State Bank of India. So these are the few places from where the rural poor, you can say farmers, can get loans. Next, we are having improvement in the marketing infrastructure. In few of the defective, you can say these are the few points which were having defect where Indian government took lots of initiatives and changed it. So in the viewpoint of market infrastructure, our Indian government from time to time took lots of steps regarding this also. Cooperative market. Government formed these cooperatives, or you can say cooperatives of small and marginal farmers, to enable them in getting a fair price for their product. If farmers form cooperatives, they will be less prone to exploitation and malpractices. Then the farmers can sell their products directly to the final buyers without depending on middlemen or brokers. This was the main motive of making a cooperative marketing. Next, we are having organizing of regular markets. The government of India had also undertaken some steps to organize regulated markets of agricultural product in view of protecting the farmers from the clutches of middlemen. Clutches of the middleman. For the management of this regulated markets, different committees have been set up by the government. In order, these committees represent different interests like the state government, local institution, traders, brokers, farmers, etc. Next, we are having establishment of some specific organization to boost domestic and export market. The government of India under the Ministry of Agriculture has also set up specific commodity, or you can say commodity boards and export promotion councils for monitoring and boosting the production, consumption, marketing and export of various agricultural commodities. The last point for the day is recent reform measures to facilitate agricultural marketing. The government is playing an important role in developing agricultural marketing system in the country. The marketing division of the Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare is concerned with the policy and program implemented on agricultural market reform. So as a major initiative, the government has also prepared a model act called Agricultural Production Marketing Committee Act in 2003. So we can see lots of initiatives have been taken by the Indian government in order to improve this sector. Hopefully you understood. Thank you.